This is the new Brevite jumper camera backpack. This is my new favorite everyday camera backpack. It has everything that you need to bring a solid amount of camera gear for walking around or a short trip, but also you can do this as your school bag, or for me, I use this every day for my office. I've had it for a little under a week now, been using it every day, and it has everything that I wanted, and I think I'm gonna have this as my daily camera backpack for a very, very long time. So first, this is how it looks like. I got blue because most of my stuff is black, but it comes with a couple of more different cool colors. It has forest green, has a very bright yellow, and has the black as well. I think they have also a khaki or a brown one. So check Brevite's website or Moment's website. That's where I got this particular backpack, and they're the ones who turned me on to this backpack, and I read their reviews, and I wanted to do my own so you guys can have like an unbiased, non-professional person who just wants to have their comfort and their camera and their work stuff with them at all times. Main compartments include laptop compartment outside. All right. On the side, you have the side access panel for your camera. All right, right there. On the other side, you have a water bottle or a tripod or a Joby. I use my switch pod here, or a gimbal pocket with a little harness, which is pretty cool, simple. It's not snappy, it's just one of those hooks. I like it because it's a little bit more convenient, less fuss. And then at the front, it's the little bit of a confusing part is you have the outermost front pocket with a small mesh insert where you could put a few things, but also access to the actual main camera body. Right here, right there. So it comes with 4 dividers. One major one that is, I assume, uses to divide the camera portion with the top pouch portion for your other miscellaneous. You have 2 middle dividers that can be coordinated so you can put your camera body as well as your lens, and then another tiny one for maybe a little bit of a lens cap, a little bit more of like a little section over here for other things. What I wanted to comment on is the fabric is super soft. It is said to be water resistant, but this is not 100% waterproof, so in a torrential downpour, I don't think this is going to be your bag. This is definitely just a casual everyday bag. You shouldn't beat this up too much. It is also very soft, which is good when you're bringing it every day to work, to school. But the padding, especially down in the bottom, right here, I wouldn't drop this with your camera inside real hard. You want to make sure to put it in a way that it's safe for both the bag, but also the contents inside. It doesn't have that hard shell padding that most other real camera bags, which is good because this doesn't look like a camera bag, and that's what you want on a day-to-day. The inside is also super soft, so if you have your camera, your lenses, the fabric itself will not snag or scratch your gear. And it's very safe. It looks really good. That's the thing that I wanted. It's functional. It's good. So, in the description, it's basically like what do you do when you cross this type of backpack, like a traditional JanSport one, with my everyday camera bag. But this is a little too big for work. I am fairly short. This doesn't sit well in my bag. If I need to bring 2 bodies, 3 or 4 lenses, this is what I'll do. But if I just want something for the day, walking around, 1 body, an extra lens maybe a mic, this is actually perfect. So now, kind of have all the range. I do this every day, and if I need like a longer trip, I'll do this. I'm assuming that you are also a photo hobbyist. You've seen the Peter McKinnon backpack. I ordered that as well. And I got this even though I know that's going to come in because, that Peter McKinnon nomadic backpack is a little for 3-4 day travel, and even the little camera cube that comes with it doesn't have a laptop opening, so if you wanted to use that for work, you might need an extra sleeve for it. But this is, for me, right now, best one. So pros, looks great, fits enough of gear most of you guys have. Very versatile. You can pack it on with multiple gimbals, water bottle. There's also, I forgot, a little bit of bottom right here. Fabric is very soft. It's good for the back, good for the body. It doesn't really snag if you're carrying this with quite a bit of weight for a long period of time. And it doesn't look like a camera bag where people can slash and steal, so that's always a plus. Cons: it's not big. So when I bought this, I asked Moment if it'll fit my 1DX Mark II. Technically it does, but you won't be able to access it from the side panel. You have to access it from the main body. Kind of understood that. Maybe I wish the depth was a little bit more large, but it would have made the bag too big, so I understand that. Other things is, I like dividers that has multiple Velcros to it. What happens is, and I'll show you a little bit later once we fill this up again, once you put on the dividers and you put things, smaller things like a notebook or piece of paper that, what you normally put in a backpack, tends to slide down to the camera portion. Not a big deal because it's just paper, it's just notebooks, but if you want to open the top portion where your miscellaneous things are, you want to grab, let's say, your reference guide or your paper, just pull it out. It might fall in. So that's kind of nitpicky for me. I also would have wanted maybe additional dividers, different sizes, because right now it's kind of you're kind of fixed to one body, one lens, and maybe a mic. So maybe a little bit more sizes and ways for this to fold so I can move it around. And most importantly, I think my biggest gripe on this is the bottom part. Again, this fabric is water resistant, but it is not waterproof. The bottom part is very soft. I wish there was just more padding in the bottom because that's the most important part. Camera body tends to sit there. If you drop it, chances are you might, damage or scratch. Even just the vibrations might work on the camera. But aside from that, highly recommend this camera bag. I wish I could afford more than one color. Moment or Brevite did not send this to me at all. The thing that I really love about this camera bag, it looks good, it feels good, it has enough space for the gear that you would want to do for a day-to-day, and it's quite versatile. Price point, $120 plus tax and shipping. Is it worth it? It is. It's not a steal. It's not a steal because you could buy a JanSport bag, get a camera holster divider, put it in there. Might come down a little bit cheaper, but this is made. I think what makes this a camera bag, it has some places for additional stuff to be in. There's a special side secret pocket. There's like an iPad holder inside, a special designated place for a laptop. It's really made for a photographer or videographer on the go. So I think at $120, it is just right, and highly recommend you get it. I took a lot of other backpacks for a spin. I have a lot of think tank backpacks that I use. Shimoda active backpacks are pretty great as well, but this is just for every day going to work. Super love this. So that's the review. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how I pack this, and you'll see that the 1DX Mark II is really popping up. I'm shooting with my Canon EOS R right now, so I won't be able to put that in. Normally that would be the one that I would be putting in here, but so let's do this. First, you put the main divider, the long divider, to divide your camera section from the pouch section. So I have a little bit more section here. What you want to do is on the side axis portion part, this is where the back end of your camera is. The lens will be towards away from that. So I want to put one more longer compartment dividing the camera backpack lengthwise, like so. put right here. And this is for maybe miscellaneous, maybe hard drives, whatever you want. But for me, I'm putting my mic over here, right? Now I have a DT D3 Pro. So I think that should fit it. See, that's the thing that I really wanted. If it had more Velcro section to secure it on not only the short end but also on the long end of the divider, this would be great. But I understand it might, Velcro tends to get annoying when you have too many Velcros and you can't really balance it out. And then now that we have the main compartment, my compartment, now I'm going to divide the remainder of the camera backpack to how it will go for camera with a lens, like so. So do that little L. So this will be the camera side. This will be your extra lens side. So where do you use this extra one? You could divide it on the long end as well, but for me, I'm gonna use it as a little pouch in the end to hide my lens cap. I also want as much padding and plastic and hard stuff that can be bounced around at the bottom end of the bag, so that when I drop it, it has a little bit more protection at the bottom. So camera, lens cap, mic. I'm gonna place all the stuff that I'm gonna put in my bag here shortly, and then we're gonna pack it. Ta-da! So this is all that I bring every day in this bag. On my left, your right are all my work stuff, which is basically a laptop, notebook, charger for my laptop, little pouch for my mouse, some wires like headphones and extra Apple wires for my phone, extra AirPods, ID, a pen, and wine opener, because you'll never know when you need to open a bottle of wine. And the camera stuff I bring is, I usually just bring one body, two lenses, one attached to the body, and one loose. I have a little case, a lens filter case for a couple of variable NDs, and some step up, step down rings. I have the Deity D3 Pro mic. It's the aforementioned lens cap for the lens, and the switch pod. So here we go. Start with the 1D main body. As you can see, there's a good inch that is protruding above, but luckily the pouch in front is flexible, so it will bend to make sure that you can still take out the 1DX Mark II with a 24-70. Fits enough, and then I'll put the extra 50 1.2 here, plop, and the lens cap. This little pouch that I made at the back end, or for the bottom end. Might need a little bit of a coercion. Then I put the mic on the right side, right? For me, I do the hot shoe end down, so I can push it down air, right? And that's the main camera compartment. Close this up. The other confusing part here is I love that they have these extra extended zippers, but on the front you have two sets. So sometimes I just want to open the small pouch outside, but I open the camera backpack, but can't have it all. In the front section, I just put my ID, easy access, extra AirPod, wine opener, pen. Simple, that's it. See, it does stand, which I like. We're not done yet. In the main top pouch compartment, all right, this is where I'll put the charger, my pouch with my miscellaneous stuff, and my notebook. Oops, forgot. Lens filters and lens filter case for variable NDs. And the main back component is my 15-inch, very old MacBook Pro from work. Close that up. Good. Last but not least, the switch pod. I can just slide it in. Sure. This. Zip. Like it. Thanks for watching my very first review of anything on YouTube. I will do more of these reviews moving forward because I like sharing the things that I research on, and I spend some time testing so that I know that I'm purchasing the right thing for me, both on the quality and aesthetic side. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe, like the video. And if you want to ask me anything or want to share your thoughts and information about the things that you are researching about or thinking about buying on, about cameras and stuff that you like, hit the comments. I promise I'll reply to you right away. So thanks again. Peace.